Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'll be working right here in the kitchen fixing some food. And if you're like me, you sometimes need some new food ideas for your menu, so hopefully I'll be able to give you some. Today's video is sponsored by Fred's Farm. I'm really excited to be working with them. I'll share more details later, but let's get right into it and see what's in this box. Oh, I can't wait to use this. As you can see, there's 10 1-pound packages of ground beef, a 1-pound pack of beef cubes, and then this round roast, and then there's 2 packs of sausage. And this is all frozen, which is kind of nice, so I really don't have to do anything with it right away. I already know what I'll do with the ground beef. I've been wanting to can some cheeseburger soup, but first let's get started with this sausage. I think I'll make this for supper. One of our favorite dishes is sausage gravy and biscuits, and I have a really good biscuit recipe that I'll share with you along with the sausage gravy. So let's get right into it. To go with this meal, we really like French toast, and I don't have a recipe for it. It's really simple. Basically just mix eggs, milk, salt and pepper together, and then you dip your bread into that mixture and fry it on the griddle until it's nice and brown, and then serve it with fresh maple syrup. We all agree this was probably the best sausage we ever had. Not only did it taste phenomenal, but I also love the idea that it doesn't have any weird additives or hormones added to it. Now for the cheeseburger soup, I'm kind of excited about this because I love the thought of having canned soup in my basement. It's just such an easy meal if you don't have anything thawed or you're not ready to prepare a meal, have no time, grab a jar of soup and that's your meal. Here I placed an Aldi order, so handy to have them bring it to my door. I'm not saying I'd always do this, but for now it's kind of what works for me. It's just hard for me to work that into my schedule to go get groceries. I don't have a recipe for a large batch of cheeseburger soup, so I ended up just using my recipe from an old cookbook and multiplying that times 10. I just recently ordered some new handles for some of my cookware pieces. It's pretty amazing how I just got used to not having any handles, and now that I have them again, I can't see how I actually did without. Obviously, I'm kind of struggling to get the hamburger out of the pan here without having a handle to take a hold of. It was definitely high time. So let's talk just a bit about Fred's Farm, the sponsor of today's video. They are a grass-based farm and they use regenerative agriculture practices, and I'd advise you to visit their website to check them out. They have a beautiful website where everything is very clearly explained. Everything is organic on their farm, and the best part to me is I know their cows have a really happy life. They have acres and acres of green pastures to graze on in the summertime, and they can freely move around as is intended for all animals. I feel a bit honored that Fred's Farm named a box after me, but this is actually called Mary's Box on their website. So if you're wanting to purchase and try some of this meat, select Mary's Box if you want the exact same thing, and you will get everything that was in here that I showed you earlier. And there's also a promo code. If you enter Cottage 10, you get 10% off of your order. Gotta say, I'm even impressed with the cooler that came with the package. Pretty sure I'm going to hang on to it and use it during the summertime for picnics and boating and such. Just seems like a really heavy-duty cooler. So again, if you want to know more about Fred's Farm, where meat is raised right, make sure to check out their website. I didn't film my canning process, but just make sure your jar opening where the lid sets on is super clean. Add your lids, fasten with the rings, and then can them. Here I am the next day just making sure all of the jars are nicely sealed, and I'm washing them in hot soapy water just to get them nice and clean. And we were always told to not, can milk and cheese, so you add that after opening the jar. And again, when you open the jar, make sure it's sealed nice and tight and it's actually hard to open. That way you know it's safe to eat. Just add your melted cheese, heat it up, and enjoy. Now for the beef chunks, I'm going to make something that Mom always made. We called it simply beef chunks and noodles. The only difference is we would can our beef chunks, and that really does make them nice and tender. And in fact, I plan to do that hopefully this winter yet. I'll just get some beef chunks like this and just preserve them. First, I soak them in a brine for about 3 days, and then I can them, and it just makes them really nice and tender. And it's also such an easy thing to have on hand to, you can make, barbecue beef sandwiches or beef chunks and noodles, as mentioned. Different things we would make with them, but in this case, I plan to just boil these chunks until they're cooked all the way through, and then add noodles, season them, and eat them that way. They actually turned out really good. The flavor of the meat is just phenomenal again. And the final thing I'm showing in this video is the eye round roast. And a funny story, but this is the last time you're going to see it. I don't have any after pictures. What happened here is I'm just seasoning it. First of all, I covered it with olive oil, and gotta say, this is something new for me. I've never really made this, but I just went on Pinterest, looked at various recipes, and this was one I found that I thought sounded fairly simple. Just rubbing that olive oil along with the seasonings into the meat and then roasting it in the oven. And I'll try to link the recipe down below in the description box in case you want to try the exact same one. The day I'm making this, John and I were going to be gone over supper time, so I made this for the boys, thinking there would be some left over to take some pictures of, but they ended up eating the whole thing. So no final pictures, but they did say it was delicious, and I guess it really must have been, being that they ate it all. Hopefully me sharing some of our favorite dishes, being prepared using these various meats, gave you some new ideas, always my goal. And again, make sure to check out Fred's Farm if you're at all wanting to try some of their meat. I'm pretty sure you won't be disappointed. And they do offer some free shipping, I think here in Ohio and some of the surrounding states. I do believe they focus on a free 1-day ground shipping, but there is shipping available elsewhere too. So just check that out on the website if you're all interested. As always, I hope your day is going great. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.